Coming soon from Paperfoot Productions. Top authors Nick Brownlee and Lucy Brownlee present Brownlee and Brownlee's Unsung Book Club.
I guess you're, 8 years younger than me now?
Yeah.
I guess that when you were growing up, you must have kind of idolised me, really. There I was, publishing thrillers, being acclaimed by the Sunday Times, I believe it was, at one stage. You must have thought, well, could I ever achieve as much as he has?
No. You have always appealed to the mass market. I've always been much more interested in, I guess, literary type fiction, and, that continues to this day. And so in that respect, no, you've never really been somebody I've looked up to.
So what exactly are we doing here?
This was your idea. I have no idea what I'm doing sitting here. This was your idea.
You took the petrol money.
I did.
Well, the idea was that there are many writers out there who maybe publish books but haven't achieved the recognition that perhaps they deserve. And I thought that it'd be... So,
does that include you? Because I'm a Sunday Times best-selling author and was a Richard and Judy book club pick 2015, and you aren't.
Well, it's something I don't regret. I have to say that Richard and Judy were never really on my radar. And Sunday Times bestsellers, well, one does one's best, but it's not really about us, this podcast. This podcast is about the writers out there who have been struggling away. They've written a book. They've actually got a book finished, which I think you will agree is quite an achievement.
I do agree.
But the problem is, how do you get it publicised? How do you get it out there? Because there's a lot of books out there, and I thought that maybe we could help them.
This is what so appealed to me about this podcast, is that we could really shine a light on some of those unseen stars, really.
Shine a light on the darkness, which quite often exists when you're a published author. You think that possibly when you're published, that's it. You've done it. You've achieved what you want to achieve. But there's a whole game after that involving trying to get your work noticed. And I think that's something which a lot of writers don't realise.
Absolutely. And that's a remarkably poetic way of putting it from you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I've never really tried poetry before, but I suppose you, being a literary type, probably read a lot of it.
I do. And, poetry is...
Poetry. So how is this going to work? Shall I tell you, since I thought of it first?
Please do.
Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do. What we're going to do is we're going to invite writers who have been published. We're going to ask them to send in a sample of their work. Could be the first chapter, could be the 10th chapter, it doesn't matter. And after that, when we receive it, if we like it, we're going to put a bit of spin on it, really.
But hang on, what if you like it and I don't like it? Or what if I like it and you don't like it? Because we have very, very different tastes in literary genres. We have very, very different tastes.
Well, that's why I've paid you petrol money to come here today, because I think it's very important that it's not just me choosing the stuff that I like, the popular stuff, the stuff that sells. I think it's important to have somebody who really likes books which don't sell, and that I think that's you. But the important thing is that the one that we do choose each week in the podcast is going to be narrated. We're going to give it the full Monty. In fact, here's an example of one we made earlier. It was midnight on the hottest night of the year, and I couldn't sleep. I tossed and turned until the sodden bedsheet was rucked and mangled. I screwed up my pyjamas into a sweaty ball and threw them against the wardrobe. I hung out of the open bedroom window, pivoting naked on the sill, sniffing for a cooling breeze like a dog scenting rabbits. But there was nothing. Not even a sound from the streets. Just thick, oppressive, unbearable heat in early September. Hey, so what do you think of that, eh?
I thought that was absolutely brilliant, and as a writer myself, having the opportunity to have somebody narrate the first chapter of my novel with atmospheric sounds, I think that's gold dust, and I would expect to pay a lot of money for it. So
but that's the thing. It's free. It doesn't cost you a penny, because we know that authors are all impoverished unless you're J.K. Rowling or James Patterson. All you have to do is send your chapter or extract of whatever it is that you want to show us. Send it to the email address unsungbookclub@gmail.com, and we will have a look at it, and if we like it, we'll do the works to it, baby.
That sounds absolutely fantastic, but is that all there is to this podcast?
Well, no, it's not actually, because what we're going to do as well is we're going to make sure that the author involved speaks to us, is interviewed by us. We find out a bit more about them, him or her.
Fantastic.
Or it. And we basically give them a chance to explain their journey, dread word, towards publication.
Excellent.
So there's plenty going on. There's also going to be plenty of chit-chat, I hope, about the world of books, about what we're reading, what we're not reading, what we like, what we don't like. And I suspect that what you like, I won't like. But
absolutely.
Hey, that's the conflict at the heart of this podcast. So in the meantime, what we'd really like you to do is go to our brand spanking new website, which is unsungbookclub.co.uk. I said .uk there.
Okay, I'm an author. Where do I send my stuff?
Well, there's only one place to go. That's our brand spanking new website, which is unsungbookclub.co.uk. unsungbookclub.co.uk. It's almost sing-song, isn't it?
It is.
If you can't remember it, go in the bath, have a shower, and unsungbookclub.co.uk.
Does then it not become Sung Book Club though? Sung Book Club. If you're singing the book club.
Oh, that's very good. That's why you're a PhD
That's why
creative
I'm a
writer.
PhD creative writer, and you're not, frankly.
And I am not. Anyway, go there and then go to the contact page, and that'll tell you exactly what to do. So we really look forward to seeing all your stuff. We look forward to turning you into a best-selling superstar. And after that happens, we'll tell you about the percentage that we demand for making you famous. But thanks for listening.
What is the percentage?
I'll tell you later.
Okay.
Thanks for listening. We'll see you in the new year.
You've been listening to a Paperfoot production.